Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. In this video it is all about the big changes that are about to happen for you. Of course, as usual, there are 6 tarot cards in each of these 3 stacks, as well as there are 3 oracle cards for each stack. Here is stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you're most drawn to. If you are not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my YouTube channel. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So the cards here that you have pulled are the 7 of Staffs or 7 of Wands upright, the 5 of Coins or 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the 4 of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Coins in reverse, the 7 of Cups upright, and the 10 of Staffs upright. Now for all of you, immediately when I pulled, and then for the oracle cards, we'll get to those more later and we'll discuss what is listed in the guidebooks, but I pulled Malachite and the keywords are nature and heart chakra, as well as descendant invitation. So also, a lot of you, pretty much everybody who had pulled cards, have synchronicities in the numbers. So 27, 37, the 7s could be important to you, or just the numbers 27 or 37. It could also be related to your life path number. Anywho, immediately when I was looking at your cards, I had thought about how for many of you, the big life change relates to finances. And specifically as it relates to career and finances. Basically with these cards, it indicates to me that some of you could be unemployed right now or could be just working a job to get by day to day. But that the big change that's coming through for you is something that pays a lot more, or you'll be able to just find work if you've been unemployed. And if you have had work before, I sense that this will be something that definitely is more financially stable for you. And we even have the 7 of Cups here, which indicates to me that you'll have plenty of options to choose from. Or this, or this will be a job that will provide you with plenty of opportunities to advance or move up, if that makes sense. So let's say you start at the bottom of the barrel, but then you could eventually work up to being a manager or just some type of leader in your workplace. So think about that as well. But I'm sensing that either of those for the 7 of Cups will be true. I want to talk about the 7 of Wands here though, because it's all about not giving up. And so for you all, having pulled this, I love that it was pulled first because it's really indicative of how you shouldn't give up. I mean, we can't give up on finding better financial stability if it will help to provide us with basic necessities. And I feel like a lot of you maybe struggle with that, with the basic necessities of food, shelter, water, and everyday bills. And I just get a sense that this big change that's coming for you will allow for you to not have to worry anymore about these things. But we do have the 10 of Wands here, so I'm not going to say that it's going to be an easy time in this new work position you'll be in, or for some of you even it's taking on a second job. Whatever it is, in this new era of your life, you'll actually have to work hard, maybe even harder than you already have been, in order to reach financial stability or to reach career stability, instead of just moving or going back and forth between different jobs. This big change will allow for you to have career stability where you'll be able to stay there for a bit, because even if you don't stay there for forever, I see you actually, how do I want to word this? Even if you don't stay there forever, if you stay there long enough, it looks good on a resume, if that makes sense. So this next job for you, or this next, this promotion for you, whatever it is, for some of you that's what it is too, it's a promotion. I just see this being a time where although you'll earn more money, you'll have more responsibilities and you'll have to work harder. Four of Cups is in reverse too, so that indicates to me that this could be something you've been waiting to achieve for some time. So if it is a promotion, it could be something you've had to wait for a long time for, or longer than other people for this certain promotion, or even a raise. I indicate for some of you, this indicates for some of you that you'll get a raise, and that if you've gotten raises before, it will be more substantial or more helpful this time around for this raise, or this will be your first raise for some of you. But with the Four of Cups in reverse, in this instance, it indicates to me that I'm hearing the long wait is over. So if you have been unemployed for a while, this will be something coming up soon that will be good for you. If you're in a position now where you're unhappy or unfulfilled, this is indicative of the fact that the wait for having that stability is over. And I think for a lot of you, you derive your happiness or your emotional state from your work. So if you feel that you are being undervalued at work, then I think you will just feel undervalued as a person outside of work. Although that's very common for people in general, I really am feeling that any sort of draining energy that's coming from your work or any sort of waiting around has really been having an effect on all areas of your life, not just on your work. And for some of you too, I will say this could also relate to schooling of some kind. So it could be that you finally switch majors. I actually feel that that would be a good option for some of you who are in college or any sort of education, that switching schools would, or I mean, it could even be switching schools too, because I just keep looking at the Seven of Cups. I get a sense that moving to elsewhere or switching majors for many of you could be very helpful, and it could help reinvigorate your passion or your energy. You'll have to work hard to, like, let's say you've gone through 2 years of schooling already, 2 years of classes of the major you're currently in. This could be indicative of how you'll have to elongate that period of time while you're in school, but this will still be important for you to do, but it'll just be something where you'll still have to work hard and do things, even if it takes you longer than it would have for other people who went down this path originally, if that makes sense. And for those of you who are, if you're in college but you're about to graduate, it could be that you're still happy with your degree, but I feel like many of you probably aren't, and it's maybe just some of you are driven by finances. And that's the thing too, even for those of you who are working right now already, I think some of you could just be driven by finances, and this can be indicative of how your work that you're doing or the specific location that you're at, the employer that you have, the company you work for, it isn't worth the money for where you're at, because you could be somebody who is already overworked in that place. And then Spirit in this case would be saying that you have plenty of other options, and that there's other people who would love to have you at their workplace. And I see you being more emotionally fulfilled and still making just as much money, even if it's a little bit less. I see that it still works out better in the long run. I feel like some of you too, even, this is going to be an interesting message. Some of you, I think, really specifically, maybe you say that you like routine and that you crave like just everyday stuff being similar, but I think for a lot of you who say that to yourself, that wouldn't be true. I see that if you haven't already, again, I could see you moving back and forth between jobs. So if you are getting this new job sometime soon, I see that this could be maybe not long term, or it will have to be something where you travel a lot or are out of the office a lot, you're on your feet a lot. For a lot of you, I think you could have not anxious energy in terms of like having a mental breakdown crying, but I think a lot of you need to be up and moving or dispelling your energy in some way, not just sitting there, because I think that will cause a lot of stagnant energy in you, and it will make you a lot more uneasy in your workplace. So if you could find that as well, that could be very helpful, being on your feet a lot more, and also having more of a leadership or managerial type position, anything that's not just basic level, if possible. Some of you too even could be going through an internship, and I see that being something that you don't enjoy, but it could be something that still helps you progress further. And in that case, I would say Spirit would say that it could be beneficial for many of you who are in that kind of situation, so that you can go through this period, so that you can just keep it going for your career path, and that you'll be ready to go for your career path, and that you'll be, I don't know if emotionally fulfilled is the correct word, but you'll be just ready. I'm hearing that a lot of you are ready for a new change, and that a lot of you are ready for something new. For those of you who don't say that, first of all, why you listen to this video, but also, because it's all about changes, but also, it's really interesting. I think some of you lie to yourselves about, like, how you're feeling, like, you suppress what you're feeling. That's the energy I'm getting. Like, somebody who you look at them and they look like everything's fine, but way, and even, like, you think everything's fine, but deep down suppressed, there's this energy of, there's just trying to burst free. So, I feel like there is necessary change, even though you just might not be the best at adapting to change. I think there is necessary change that needs to happen, whether you're aware of it or not. And I don't get that this is any sense of urgency with this, but I feel like things will happen pretty swiftly with all of you. But I don't see you immediately maybe being super emotionally fulfilled or happy, but I see that eventually coming to you. Even with the 5 of Coins in reverse, I can deal with those kinds of situations where you might not be happy at first, but over time, if you allow yourself to sit there or, like, be at that workplace, I see you, or in this new position within your workplace or new degree, whatever it is, I see you eventually over time just being more familiar with the work, or familiarizing yourself with the people around you, and just being more confident in yourself too. I think with the more confidence you grow, the happier you'll be. But those are the main points with that. Really think about work where you don't have to stay at one place at one specific point in time, like forever. Also think about, some of you I think would do really well with communicating with a bunch of different people at once, as opposed to just, like, the same people day in and day out. So for some of you, I mean, call center came into mind, but it doesn't have to be call center because that sounds very draining. Some people are really good at it though, and really good at having those boundaries, which I think a lot of you could be actually very good with boundaries. So something like that, where I see a lot of you actually doing hard work. I've been saying about the working hard, but literal hard work that most people won't want to do, I can see you being really good at. Actually, I can see you being really good in high pressure situations, and in situations where you have to be quick. Think about as well, like, dispatchers for 911 dispatchers, I should say. But anything that's more difficult, I could see you doing that. Also stuff like that, a lot of people, the turnover rate is a lot higher at places like that, so I could see you being somebody that stays a bit longer, and so it could be easier to progress in your career, or it could just be something that you grow accustomed to. Even that too, with the waiting period, like, you may have to grow accustomed to doing certain things, like being a firefighter, any of these things. Even if there's a level of, I don't even want to say danger, because for a lot of you, I don't know if that makes sense, but just a level of what other people would consider annoying or very draining, I think you could actually be very good at that type of work, okay? And I see you being a very hard worker, and I see time going by quickly at this next job that you are at. I don't see it being something that's super slow paced. Like, if it's a slow day, it'll be very rare, is the kind of vibe I'm getting. Like, you'll always be on the go, but I feel like that's also good for you and your personality type, or just for your energy in general, I want to say. And I'm trying to think. Let's see if there's anything not related to career or any of that. I'm not getting anything related to family. I'm not getting anything related to, like, moving, any of that. Definitely not romance. I'm definitely getting the vibe of career. So your next change relates to career, work, schooling in some kind. It could be something else related to work, or that emulates work for people. I don't even know how that would make sense, but if it makes sense to you, then I guess it makes sense for you. Some of you, if you're a caretaker, by the way, I don't see you being a caretaker forever. I see you having to turn the reins over to somebody else, that would be a better option if available. Hopefully so. Or just asking for help would be very beneficial for you. Okay, let's go over to here now. 27 Malachite Nature Heart Chakra. Ooh, yes, that's right. Where did I put? Oh, the guidebook is right there. Okay, let's see what it says in here. And it does say nature. I did talk about how it would be good for you to be on your feet more too. So doing something out in nature related to work could be cool. Also, some of you, if you are very highly stressful people, you take your work home. This could be indicative of being out in nature more, going on nature walks. I see that being very good for you too. Anyway, Mother Nature is calling to you. This is why Malachite has appeared for you today. Have you been spending too much time indoors with air conditioning / heating and fluorescent or LED lights? When was the last time you spent a decent amount of time with nature to feel the grass, dirt, or sand under your bare feet? Perhaps you may even like to walk through the water or at the seaside or in the shallow parts of a running stream or lake. It is important for you to ground your energy through your feet and hands. Grounding your energy in nature is very simple. You may like to touch a tree or some leaves on a bush, or to feel the sun in your face and the wind in your hair. These simple things all help you to reconnect with nature, and in doing this, you are reconnecting with yourself. Plan a day trip or holiday to your favorite destination, one which has a natural element to it. Notice how wonderful you feel when you are there and how great your energy is when you return home. I think some of you too probably really suck with vacationing or with taking time off of work. If you always feel like there's something that needs to get done or if there's more money to be made. And any sense of, by the way, if you've been worried about money, again, I don't get a sense that you should worry about money going forward. There's a very stable energy. It doesn't feel like overwhelmingly happy. It doesn't feel negative. It just feels very neutral. Like it's just something that's going to happen. It's meant to happen. The stability is going to be there. And for those of you who have to work extra as well, this extra job could be out in nature, or this just is indicating that whatever the situation is, to ground yourself throughout the day. I think either way, you won't enjoy your current or future work if you don't learn to ground yourself, and if you don't learn to not take your work home with you or work from home all the time. Some of you might work from home, and if that's the case, you really need to have time. Like, don't have your setup for your work in your bedroom if you're able to, but also make sure you're not just like staying there in that one room. You're getting up, getting around. If you have a pet, be with your pet. But let's go to 37 in this book, this guidebook. The challenge says you give your power away when, instead of working together, you ask others to be what is missing in yourself. Gift. Tend the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, healing, nurturing, self-responsible, and encouraging a mutual evolution. So yeah, for some of you, part of the reason you wouldn't like your work now could be because of the people there. And this is a really good indication that the next job you have will and should be with people that you get along with. Even if you're neutral with them, that could be better than your current situation for a lot of you. For some of you too, I think I had said this, it's good to talk with, for you, I'm getting the sense that it would be beneficial to talk with many different people or to interact with many different people on a day-to-day basis as opposed to just the same people, because I think you could get annoyed very quickly with that. And then I want you to think of a question now. Think of any question. And then there's an Angel Answers Oracle card that I will pop up on the screen in just a brief moment here. But take some time here. I'll give you around 10 seconds to really think about your question, and then I'll show the answer on screen. So your answer is improving health. This could be about overall health for you or a loved one. It could be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. But whatever question you had, improving health is your answer. So thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, you can like the video. You can subscribe to my channel if you liked it, the video. And you can also check out the other pick a card reading videos I have all throughout my YouTube channel that are timeless. I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, and that will be linked down below, as well as all of my other socials for my link tree being down there. And yeah, thank you so much and take care. Hello 2B, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. I am so excited for whoever chose this stack. And the thing is, I actually don't know how much I'll be able to say. And that is because, here, let me tell you what the cards are first that you chose. So, the cards here are the Star upright, the Knight of Swords in reverse, Wheel of Fortune upright, Eight of Swords in reverse, Six of Pentacles or Six of Coins upright, and the Page of Staffs or Wands in reverse. And then the Oracle cards, we'll get to those later, are Unakai and Saturn. Actually, I forgot the guidebooks. I'm not going to pause. I'll just be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back with the guidebooks. Actually, I had to move positions. This is the first time I am doing all of this on my computer. And so it might sound different. But anyway, I'm in a different position now than I was for group 1, because I was right by the door and the neighbors were being loud, which is okay, I understand. People can live their lives. But I just want to get those books before I forgot, those guidebooks. Oh, and then I'll ask you a question at the end of this reading, by the way. And it's going to be like kind of like a yes or no or time frame, whatever type of question. We'll get to that later. But let's focus now on the cards and what the message is. Again, I don't know how much I'll be able to say, because the main message I actually have for you about the change that's about to happen is that whatever you've been wanting to have happen for a long time is going to happen. I cannot even say specifically what it is. I'm just getting when I was pulling these cards, I'm like, yep. This, out of all the groups, I feel like y'all are definitely powerful manifestors, and I feel like a lot of you try to manifest different things, or you've been trying to manifest this one thing for so long. I just get the sense of you really tapping into manifestation. How you're so like focused on specifically just, there could be many things again, but there's this one thing that you've really always wanted, that you've always been working hard at having happen, or you've always been manifesting. And I just see whatever that is for you, and you know what it is. Whatever it is, I see it happening for you. We have the Star upright, which means that an opportunity for this manifestation to occur will happen. With the Knight of Swords being in reverse, and even the Page of Staffs or Wands in reverse, I'm getting a sense that your manifestation, this change, will come about very quickly. You'll have to think very quickly. You have to be very much on your feet. And you can't worry too much about semantics, is what I'm hearing. It's like you've already planned enough, you've visualized enough, you've manifested for long enough. You should know what it is that you need to do, and you should know enough about yourself in this manifestation to know what you should say yes to, what you should say no to, where you need to sacrifice. But there's a sense that things will progress very quickly. This manifestation, once it starts, is going to keep going. And not only will it happen very quickly, but you'll have to make quick decisions along the way to allow this manifestation to continue to happen. And I don't get a sense that you'll have to be impulsive again, because you already know what you want to have happen. You've already visualized it. You already have things like planned out. You've already got things laid out, and so there isn't a need to worry. I don't get a sense of needing to worry, but you'll just need to be on your toes. And with the Wheel of Fortune too, this indicates this new beginning. It also indicates abundance. I think a lot of you are manifesting some sort of abundance. Most people are, with these pick a card readings, for changes, manifest abundance in some way. Abundance in love, like a new relationship or new friends or work, career, money, whatever it is. There's really a need to highlight abundance for you. Whatever this manifestation is, it will bring about abundance. A lot of you, that could be financial abundance. But also I'm just getting a sense of material goods as well. For some of you, it could also indicate a home. I do want to say for some of you, you may even end up moving. Not just moving from building to building or from apartment to house. I see a lot of you moving a little bit further from where you're at. It could be moving quite far away for some of you. For a lot of you, I think if you do end up moving, it will be somewhere not super far from where you currently live. Like, it won't be a country over. If you live in the US, for example, it won't be like you're moving from New York to LA for a lot of you. That's just a vibe I'm getting. Like, let's say you are in New York City, then I see you moving somewhere like in a different borough, like those kinds of vibes. Or if you live somewhere in small town, or, well, you know what's actually very interesting? It's very interesting because I think abundance is coming your way, but I think I'm also getting a sense that even though you would want material goods, I'm getting a sense that you would need to downgrade. And now I'm looking at this Saturn card too for the Oracle cards. I feel like a lot of you will need to downgrade in certain areas of your life, but not in a bad way. Some of you maybe have too much stuff, and so you need to get rid of stuff and then get newer stuff, or stuff that benefits you better or matches your personality better. For some of you, if you're living in a city, like in a bigger city or a bigger suburb, I get a sense that it would be better for you to actually move somewhere where it's more affordable, but not because you can afford it better. I just get the vibe that it would be better suited for a lot of you personally. For some of you, maybe you're the opposite, and maybe you get the sense that you'll need to live somewhere extravagant and like large and in the city. It's really, from looking at these cards from afar, you would think I would think that. I would think that at least. But I'm actually getting the opposite vibe, where I think a lot of you with less clutter around are able to manifest even better and worry less. So I just get the vibe that it would be better for you to have that space, have more open air, and not be so clustered. I think you could be very influenced by other people's energies as well. And this is a very important time, so you don't want for that to happen. For some of you, maybe not, it's not about moving. I see for some of you, traveling is being highlighted as well. Travel without moving, though, for a lot of you, I think could be related to work. But it could also just be traveling because of having, for some of you, you could have a job opportunity elsewhere and you go interview somewhere else. If you're able to do that, go in person somewhere as opposed to just via Zoom or whatnot, I see that being very beneficial for you as well. Also, traveling somewhere before moving there could be very helpful, not just buying a house and then seeing what happens when you move there. It's interesting because while a lot of you are very good manifestors, I feel like a lot of you are also very good at planning. I'm getting somebody who, even the Saturn structure card. If you're not like this, I sense that you'll need to be like this, but I see that even though you manifest, you're very structured, you're very thought out. You're good at having a plan A, B, and C, and you're good at following through with those plans. And it's interesting because we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, so I think a lot of you, I'm not getting the traditional meaning with this card about the imposter syndrome thing. It could be that if you move, for example, or this manifestation, once it happens, you'll feel a lot less. I don't want to word this. No, I don't want to say that. Well, I will say, some of you, I think, actually are pretty humble people, even if you don't present that way. And I think with this abundant change that's happening, it could make you feel that you don't deserve it or that you're not worthy of it. But I do want to say, with this card as well, it indicates that Spirit is saying you don't need to worry any longer. Like, everything will be fine. You don't need to worry about this happening. You don't need to worry about when it will happen or how it will happen. And I think a lot of you will naturally go into that flow state anyways when this starts happening. Maybe it's already started happening. So Spirit is saying, while you have to be quick and on your feet, this isn't a situation where you should worry about the steps you take, because I see that even with Unicai I'm looking at now, live in the present, heart chakra, I see that a lot of you, if you live in the present and if you don't worry too much about the future and about making any mistakes, that you'll be a lot more likely to continue to tap into that abundance and to further that manifestation, draw it out, if that makes sense. With these Six of Pentacles upright, that's all about sharing. In this instance, I think it's about sharing the abundance, sharing wealth in some capacity. For some of you, maybe it would be beneficial to share this abundance or wealth with family is what I'm getting. It could be friends as well, but I'm getting more so a sense of, it could be friends that act like family, but any of those vibes where it's like people you're really close with. I see you being somebody who's able to help out in some way with these people. What this indicates for you as well is that if you have this abundance coming your way, or if it has not yet come, something that could help this abundance come to you quicker or more efficiently is if you are able to donate your time, your money, or your resources. So, for example, with all the wildfires going on right now in California, let's say if you live in California, if you were to be able to donate goods or donate your time and help at these places, doing stuff like that, you're somebody who is able to manifest very greatly in terms of if you manifest this one thing, like this thing you've been wanting to have happen, the final step is to be more giving, and then spirit will allow you to receive more. And I don't even get a sense that a lot of you are stingy or anything. I think a lot of you can be very giving people, but just make sure you're doing things with the right intentions. Don't just be a giving person because you're listening to me and you're like, okay, well, I want this manifestation to happen, so I'm going to be a giving person. Already, you should want to be a good person and be a very giving person. And when you're able to do that without the thought in your mind of, oh, then that means my manifestation will happen, then that will allow the manifestation to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? So just be a very kind, giving person. It could also be about the words you say to other people. I'm just hearing that the more you give, the more spirit will also give to you. They will give back to you in that way. Being a very, I'm just seeing, and I see this being very beneficial in terms of making you happy too. So when you enter that state of being very happy with what you're doing, and not having expectations after volunteering or donating or sharing resources, I see that helping you, making you much happier, and then this manifestation coming to you much more quickly. Okay, and then I also want to talk about the oracle cards before we get into them. If you see, we have 42 and 24. So 24 could be an angel number for you, 42 could be an angel number for you, also 4 or 2 individually, even 4, 4, or 2, 2. But if you see, they mirror each other, and that is very synchronicities. You'll probably see a lot of synchronicities. If you see them, that's a very good indication that you're on the right path or that something big is about to happen, which for a lot of you, I get such excited energy from this. I am not joking you. And the fact that the star was the first card to be pulled is amazing. But synchronicities, that's just further indicative of also giving and receiving. With the balance of giving, then you also receive. Let's go to Untitled in here, though. I almost turned right to it, and it says, Untitled, live in the present heart chakra. Do you spend too much time focusing on what has happened in the past? Are you constantly trying to plan for the future? Have you noticed that you haven't had much time to enjoy and live in the present? Untitled has appeared to encourage you to be fully present. It is time for you to enjoy what is around you now. Be grateful for the experiences that you have been through in the past. They have made you the wonderful person you are today. Begin to honor who you are and cherish the loved ones and friends around you. Yeah. Make the most of each opportunity that comes your way. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with planning for the future. Just try not to become so focused on the future that you forget to live in the present. Untitled helps you to live in the now. It is a balancing and grounding crystal which is associated with the heart chakra. Try to focus on the things and people that bring you the most fulfillment or happiness at the moment. Spend time doing things that you love and that re-energize you. Connect with your loved ones and do something fun together. Yeah, there's really this sense of balance throughout you all as well. Again, giving and receiving. So even though you'll receive this abundance, have this abundant opportunity coming your way, there's a way in which you should think about incorporating other people into your game plan, I guess you could say, or giving back to other people in some way. Also about you living in the present. Yeah, I don't want you to think too much about the future. That's why it's good to plan, but it's also good to live in the present and be in that flow state where you're not worried. And the less worried you are, the more receptive you will be to that manifestation that you really want to have happen. And now let's go to 24 Saturn in here. It says, for the challenge, be careful not to cling to old conceptions of success or hold on to a brittle system that restricts potential and leaves people discouraged. For the gift, it says the ancestors call you to wisdom and maturity, to know your gifts and limitations. This process may be an initiation, a test that empowers you. Yeah, for some of you too, I think spirit will test the waters with you when this manifestation starts happening to see if you can really handle everything and be in control while also being in that flow state. Again, the balance of both of those. And they will see if you're able to continue making the right choices. But again, when I say that, don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think a lot of you know what you need to do. So just spirit will, even though things will happen quickly, this is a really big test for you. For a lot of you, if you were able to look at your astrological charts, this is probably a big time for you astrologically as well. And think about how you can work alongside your astrology charts as well. But now what I will do is I will take this time to have you ask a question. Think of any question in the world, and as it relates to this reading or just anything in general, really. It could be about anything. So I will give you some time, around 10 seconds, and then I'll come back with what the answer is to your question. Your answer is ask your angels. And I think that's actually really perfect for you, because I think a lot of you are super intuitive anyway, and I think you already know that this is destined to happen for you, that it's meant to happen for you. Whatever this manifestation is that you feel I'm talking about this, you know, if I'm talking about, oh yeah, this manifestation that you've been wanting to have happen for so long, like, you know what it is. And Spirit knows that you've planned out while also tapping into your intuition for what you want to have happen. And again, this doesn't even have to be in relation to the manifestation, but I just really wanted to highlight that again. But whatever your question was, the answer is ask your angels. You're very intuitive, and I think that you are able to tap into and already know what the answer is or what you need to do moving forward and whatnot. But thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like it down below. It helps me out a lot. You can comment down below if you resonated with this stack, and you can comment again in the future or update your comment if you took any of my advice or if you have any updates for us. You can subscribe to my channel and check out the other videos I have located throughout my channel. All the timeless pick a card readings and guided meditations, all of that. I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked down below. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 2B, and take care. Hello 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The tarot cards pulled for you are Temperance upright, the Magician in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles upright, Eight of Cups in reverse, and Six of Cups in reverse. And then the oracle cards are 37 selenite and 38. 37 and 38. So 37 selenite, peace, crown chakra, on 38 imum coeli. I always say it wrong, but the IC line is what it is in astrology, and it says root. So I'll get to the oracle cards and some of the definitions or meanings in the guidebooks later. But right now I want to focus on the tarot cards. So I'm going to talk about this. Okay, this could either be you. The change that's about to happen involves a person. And this person, the qualities I discuss, could relate to you, or it could relate to another person. For many of you, I think this relates to a person outside of you. But for some of you, I think that this person I'm going to be talking about is you. So I'll mainly be referring to this person as a different person. But again, if it relates to you, think about this being you that I'm talking about. Okay. And you'll get what I'm saying. But I think there's somebody or a group of people. That's the thing too. It could be more than one person. Like, it could be a collective group of people who are similar or who bond together who aren't the best. But anyway, this is somebody or a group of people who are in your life who have really tested your patience. I think the fact that Temperance was pulled first very strongly indicates that you've been way too patient with this person or this group of people. You've been so patient, and I feel like a lot of you are very people-pleasing or just allow people to walk all over you without really realizing it. I think a lot of you have lower self-esteem and think that it's okay for people to talk to you in a certain way. And I think you may be around certain people because of certain customs that you grew up with, or that your community pushes out. Could be religious beliefs, cultural beliefs, or it's just you feel like there's nobody else in your community, or that you just have to deal with it. Now, I just want to say this. For some of you, this very strongly gives me the vibes of being either a romantic relationship or family members, a family unit, one certain family member, multiple family members. I do not get the sense of it really being related to friends, acquaintances, or coworkers, any of that. And that could actually, and you'll see it's actually the opposite of that. But I really get a sense of either romantic partner, and for a lot of you, actually family. I want to say this, and I've said this so many times before. Just because, like, you're blood related with somebody does not mean they have the right to treat you a certain way. Just because you're married to somebody doesn't mean that they get to treat you like crap. Any of that. That's not how relationships work. And I feel like a lot of you are almost blind to this stuff, and maybe me saying this, you'll understand more of what's going on and connecting the pieces, or maybe you're just already starting to figure it out in your life, but you feel like you are kind of trapped. That's the vibe I get. A lot of you feel very, maybe, trapped. I think some of you maybe also don't want to, I'm hearing, leave no man left behind. Like, you don't want to leave people feeling lonely, isolated, or hated or anything. Like, you don't want people to be left alone or just without your love is what I'm hearing. But I really have to say, even with the Magician in reverse too, I love the imagery of this one because I really was actually getting snake energy from this, where this person or these people perpetuate very negative beliefs or stereotypes, or they are just very mean, hateful, or deceptive towards you, whether you realize it or not. Even the Queen of Swords here we have in reverse. I feel like who you're dealing with is very manipulative. Somebody who is good with enough with their words to, not even that they're good with their words, but they just make you feel bad if you treat them a certain way or if you don't like praise them, those kinds of vibes. This person gives me very bad, icky vibes, or people, whatever it is. It seems like there's a lot of, I'm seeing somebody tiptoe around, like behind your back. Like in the dark, I'm seeing the visual right now, where somebody thinks they can keep getting away with something, and maybe they have for so long. That's the vibe I'm getting though, with the Temperance card upright. This person or these people have been able to get away with so much for so long. And I really think a lot of you don't even realize how impactful, in a bad way, this person energy is on you. Now I'm just looking at the Six of Cups, I even forgot about that. The Six of Cups, to me, I call it the childhood card, and it's in reverse. So for a lot of you, it really does, I think, relate to family or people in relation to family. It could be somebody directly blood related to you, or could be an extended family member, whoever it is. I really do get a sense that it could be a collective group of people, because even if there's one or two people in your family who are perpetuating these negative beliefs or who are being just negative in general, I feel like there's a lot of people in the family unit, in your family unit, who help to allow these people to continue to do these things, or like these people just get away with it and people in the family don't do enough. They don't do anything to allow change to happen or for boundaries to be put in place. I think a lot of you really struggle with boundaries too, like is people stepping all over you, people saying whatever they want to you. I think for some of you, maybe you do oftentimes get into arguments or fights with these people or this person, but you keep going back to them because you feel like you need to, or you keep engaging with them because you feel like you need to, because it's part of your social responsibility in some way. But I think you really need to open your eyes to the fact that whoever this person or whoever these people are, it is not beneficial or conducive for you to be around them at all anymore. We even have the Eight of Cups in reverse, and that indicates, usually when it's an upright, it's about walking away, but I will say, even though it's in reverse, I'm really getting this sense that maybe you've thought of limiting your time with these people or leaving them in some way. This indicates to me that I feel like you've already thought about walking away, but that you haven't done it yet. But I'm telling you, even now I'm looking at the peace card from selenite. You need to protect your peace. Selenite is a very cleansing crystal as well. It's about protecting you. It can be a protective stone, but it's about cleansing. So I think you need to do like a cleanse. Remove the people in your life where it's like, I don't even know if I'm not getting the sense that they're draining for you, but just that they ruin the vibe, and that they're not good people. I really don't know how best to describe this, except for that a lot of you, I don't think, are aware of how impactful these people's energies are on you. A lot of you too need to, we have the Three of Pentacles here, build better community of people. I think if you do not have, some of you feel like you don't have people who can be there for you right now. This is indicative of people in your community, in your direct community. It could even be something like Reddit, but Three of Pentacles isn't just about friends, it's about community and building community, sustaining community. It's also about people in the community helping one another out. There are people in some sort of community that you are in or could be in, okay, if you apply yourself in that way, apply yourself more, where they will be able to help you in the situation. I don't get a sense that you need help getting out of your situation as much as you just need help to bounce back to normalcy or regain strength after the fact. I think a lot of you feel like you don't have people that you can rely on if you were to do something like walk away from this person or these people or this situation. But this is indicative from Spirit that there are people who are going to be able to help foster community with you if you do not already have that. And if you do, then this just indicates that you should rely on that you don't need to rely on these other people who are negative forces in your life. Because like, now I'm just visualizing like you walking on a path, like a life path, right? And there's not even different routes to take, but it's just like there's a big roadblock, like a big huge block in front of you, and you feel like you can't walk around it, but this is Spirit saying you can easily walk around this block and you can leave that block there. You don't need to carry that block behind you. You know, you don't need to carry the big travel sack behind you. Like, you don't need to carry these people with you anymore. You don't need to try and help these people so much anymore because they are not really truly appreciative of any help you've given them or any courtesy you've given them. And therefore, you need to have better boundaries put in place. And you need to just let people be. You can't be the one that swoops in and is the hero all the time. Or the one that's peaceful and kind all the time. You protect your peace by not being around these people anymore. Like, I don't know how to explain to you, but except for that, it really is just icky energy. It's snake energy. And it just does not feel good. I think some of you deep down know that you need to. Again, with the Eight of Cups in reverse, a lot of you have maybe thought about, oh, I want to leave this person or situation. Or maybe you've thought, oh, I wish I could. Spirit is saying that you can. Protect your peace. Do what's best for you. I think some of you just don't even... I think some of you too, kind of a side note, don't really know who you are outside of this person or outside of these people, especially if it relates to family. Six of Cups too, in reverse, is about unhappiness too. So I think you, without... I don't know why I feel like I need to keep saying this, but some of you really don't realize. You just don't realize the impact, how much happier you'll be once you leave these people or this situation. Even if it feels like starting from ground zero, you are able to do it. You are so much stronger than you know, and I know people say that, but I mean that. You don't realize. You're strong, you've already had to deal with stuff, with these people, with this person, different life situations. I don't think life has been easy for you. But that doesn't mean you need to drag these people behind you for whatever reason, okay? What was I going to say, though, about family or family unit? Oh, I got off on a tangent. This is what happens, Brittney. But it was related to something, and then I saw the Six of Cups. It was also, like, in related to the Six of Cups being reversed, too, I think. Maybe it was meant for me to not remember. I feel like it was important, though. Oh, but yeah, even if it feels like you need to start from ground zero, Spirit is saying that you will be able to not only build, but rebuild. Or not only rebuild, but build, yeah. Like, start new traditions. And also, I get a sense that Spirit wants you to focus on the little things. Like, don't be grand in gestures for what you want to do moving forward. Take things piece by piece and step by step. Get advice and guidance throughout the way. For some of you, therapy could be very beneficial right now, or support groups. And anyway, and I think leaving this person, this system, even an organization, if it is something like a church, you know, leaving could be very maybe scary, but it could be something where you're like shunned out if you leave. And maybe you feel you'll never be able to go back in. But then remember, that's on these people. You have to focus on yourself. There's only so much you can do. And you just need to live your life. I get it for a sense of, I was going to say before, I think a lot of you don't really know who you truly are. Wait, did I already say that? I don't even remember. But outside of this person or these people, I feel like a lot of you don't know who you truly are. And so this is a good time to build, rebuild, make new connections, and figure out step by step what you should do to give yourself peace. But I'm going to go to the guidebook now. Let's go to 37 selenite. I flipped right to it. It says selenite, peace, crown chakra. Try to meditate or quiet your mind to raise your consciousness and to create peace in your life. Create a safe and quiet space in your own home environment where you can go to clear your mind from any external pressure and relax. Remember also that you can quiet, why does it keep saying quieten? Remember also that you can quiet your mind anywhere, whether it's at work, school, on a bus, plane, or in a busy restaurant. All you need to do is take time to consciously slow down your thoughts in a few minutes. Let the world carry on around you. Focus only on yourself and your breathing for a few minutes. As you breathe, affirm to yourself and the universe that peace and serenity surround you today. Feel yourself attracting only positive light energy. See and feel all negativity disappearing from your energy field. When your mind is peaceful and clear, you can look clearly at situations in your life. You cannot connect with your higher wisdom and gain insights that can help you on your path. You can connect with your did I say can't? Anyway, I'm going to say it again. You can connect with your higher wisdom and gain insights that can help you on your path. Selenite is associated with your crown chakra. That's the thing, too, where I think part of the block is that intuitively you don't trust yourself. And I think... I just closed it. I feel like I need to open it back up again. There's something I wanted to say. This is why I should just say what I gotta say in the moment, because then I forget. I think some of you are in such fight or flight, where it's like that's why you don't know who you are, and you don't really know what to do. It's because you're just in fight or flight. You need to find a way to calm the mind so you can really think logically and intuitively. Now let's go to 38 in here. There we go. So the challenge is unconscious patterns from your... Challenge. Unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. Again, a lot of stuff as it relates to the past or like conditioning, upbringing. So things that you need to undo. Any beliefs placed upon you that aren't actually yours, but the people before you or that raised you. Gift. Build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of a tree into the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through any storm. That's exactly what I was saying. Also, for some of you, I wonder if you've thought about building your own family. If that relates to you in any way with building your own family. Think about who you're with or if any conditioning you have that you need to get rid of before that. And also, if there's anybody you're with right now who maybe wouldn't be a good person to have children with, really think about that stuff. Don't just think that you're unworthy and that you can't start again or you can't date again. That is not the case. Don't think those kinds of thoughts. It's not true unless you make them true. Now, I would like for you to think of a question, any question. It could be related to anything I've said in this reading, or it could be just a random question. And then at the end of 10 seconds, I will tell you what the answer is, and I'll show it on the screen. So 10 seconds starts now. So the answer to your question is helpful people. And I really love that this card got pulled for you because I think that ties in perfectly with the Three of Pentacles upright, where it is indicative from Spirit that you do have people that are willing to help you through this situation that also want to be able to help you. There are people out there who want to see people succeed, whether they know you or not. And there are people who have maybe been through similar situations than you have. For some of you, maybe that could be helpful, finding people who have been in similar situations so that you can build more of a trust with them and get more guidance moving forward for what you should do. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening. Oh, wait, I didn't want to say. Yeah, so overall changes about to happen for you. Cutting out a person or certain people from your life that are not good for you to have around you. That's the big change. And focusing on building your own roots. Focusing on building better connections with people in your direct community or in support groups or online forums that are similar to support groups. Just to tie that all up, I want to say that. But okay, thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it or that it gained some clarity for you. And if you like the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack, and you can also update your comment in the future if you end up taking any of my advice or if you have any updates for all of us. You can subscribe to my channel if you'd like. It helps me out a lot, and I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos all throughout my YouTube channel. I also have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked down below. Thank you so much, 3C, and take care.